demonstration in Slovenia, we've managed to show, as in the previous 3 trials, where we've also tested the communications in Paris and in Stuttgart, that they work. We've only tested them at this stage over a 100-meter, but provided the drill rods make a very good connection, which has been part of the development of TRACTO-TECHNIK, what we've shown is that we can communicate at the data rate required for the radar, so the radar can produce a clear picture. So from the point of view of power and the point of view of the radar and the communication system, we're now confident that the existing principles of the radar and the communication system are sound.
The main goal of TRACTO-TECHNIK was to develop a special drill rod with a special inliner, and with this combination we are able to make automatic drill rod connections. That means when we are drilling, we are losing no time when we connect or later on disconnect the drill rods, because we need a way to transmit data from the radar system. So the operator is every time able to stop the drilling and test it a little more. And if he is sure, if he can go further with the drilling, he can do that, or he must take other possibilities. That means go back and go beyond or beside the obstacle.
So we are a partner in the ORFEUS project, and we think that the project and the result of it are very important for horizontal drilling sector. Furthermore, we also think that in the future will increase demand on the horizontal drilling and become even more important. So the benefits from the project are very realistic and achieving. So in Slovenia, there we had 2 demonstrations, job sites. We test radar system like end user in real conditions. We test with our own rigs and with our machine and at our place. We are very satisfied with the results of the testing, and we are sure that the results are very important and they will have impact on our company and also on the industry.
I think from the point of view of the communication system and the power system, what we've seen now is that we understand how we can predict whether the communication system is working well and how we can test it when the drill rods are changed. So from our perspective, we now understand how we could tell the operator when the communication is good and when it is bad. So in other words, when the drill rod is faulty and when the drill rod is good and going to be successful in carrying the data. There's still more development to do and more production engineering to do because the drill rods need to be more reliable and more consistent. And what we also need to do is to change the generation of processor chips in the modem because, as you probably know, the world of microelectronics is always developing. And we've been using chips that were developed 4 or 5 years ago, and now those chips are not necessarily available for the long term. So what we would do in the next phase is look at the next generation of chips using the principles that we've established that work and developing a product with a longer life. So we see this as the initial product, the product that, if you like, has been developed to show the potential of ORFEUS and to show the radar can work. What we now need to do is to use the same mechanical arrangement and the same principles in terms of providing power, but to update that design to the latest technology so that it can be mass produced into the market.
The role of TRACTO-TECHNIK as manufacturer of HDD drill rigs is the integration of the ORFEUS system into HDD drill systems. And at least to find suitable test sites all over Europe in different countries and in different conditions in order to prove the reliability and the technique of ORFEUS. We are here in Slovenia to carry out the last test of a row of tests. The tests were quite successful. We learned much about the technology. We detected some problems, some technical problems. We solved the problems, and we find most of the obstacles we had on these different job sites.
When we summarize the results of the field trials, and especially in Slovenia, we can say it were good results. We fulfilled all the demands. At the moment, we are limited because of physical laws. But the idea is to overcome this limited and to improve the system regarding the detection range in front of the bore head and to improve the bore length. At the moment, at the real test site, we reached lengths of 100 meters, but the goal is to reach 300 and more meters.
We are very happy because in the last 2 days we test the performance of the antenna. Then we have built in our factory in IDS Pisa, and here in Slovenia, where we identify a lot target, we are very satisfied because we identify a lot of anomalies related to the target. This is a very good experience for us in order to understand very well the problem that we have and then how to solve the problem. This is in the first day. In the second day, we went to the job site, in the real test site, and then we perform a very good test because even in the real test site, the software and the hardware working very well. We found all the anomaly. When we reach close to the pipe, we will see very, very clear the pipe, the software working fine, and the hardware working fine. For 800 meters is a very long distance. We never reached this distance before, and then it was very good because the transmission of the data was fantastic.
With the radar system, we could do our job site quicker, easier. This could be our additional offer, or we could be more competitive on the market with this radar system. So it helps you also analyze the real situation on the ground and show you the conduction of the all installations and also the deviation of it.
In terms of the specification for ORFEUS as it stands, I think what we have learned is that the radar can be more economical both with power and with data than was originally specified. What we've also understood is the radar that's been developed is much more efficient in terms of power. So it uses less power. We can take advantage in the fact it uses less power because if less power is used, we can effectively provide the power over a longer drill string. And also we dissipate less heat in the head, so it makes the design process easier. So if we update the communication system, we can take advantage of the fact that we now understand that the radar that we now have is more efficient than was specified in the original specification. This gives us an operational advantage and a design advantage as well.